Welcome to Shooby Dooby Doo-Wop podcast, where we talk about pop music, specifically by deep diving a randomly chose UK top 10 chart from the past. I'm Andy Robinson.
I'm James Cook.
And which top 10 have we just been looking at numbers 10 to 6 about, James?
The 9th of May 1965, of course.
Of course it was. A great year. I remember it well, which I don't.
No, neither of us were alive.
It doesn't matter. We've done numbers 10 to 6.
Let's do 5 to 1.
You think?
Yeah. Why ruin a brilliant format?
At number 10, down 4 places this week, it's Little Things by Dave Berry.
And the little thing that I love about this song is the guitar riff.
It's a non-mover at number 9. It's Donovan, who's trying to catch the wind.
He's also trying to sound a bit like Bob Dylan.
Down 1 to number 8, it's Bring It On Home to Me by the Animals.
British blues explosion version of a Sam Cooke song, yeah?
Yeah. That's a nice reference, James. Down 5 to 7 this week, it's Cliff Richard with The Minute You're Gone.
Cliff tries to break America, completely fails, and ends up doing a song that sounds like it's from the 50s.
Down 1 to number 6 this week, it's Pop Go the Workers by the Barron Knights.
I wonder what would happen if pop stars had to get real jobs, all to music, for 5 minutes.
Hey, listen to part 1 for interesting facts such as that, and let's just call it more of our opinion. As always, you can listen to the YouTube and the Spotify playlists that are attached to the description for this podcast. We always like to remind you gently that if you have the time and the inclination, listen to these top 10. And also, there's another half a dozen records on this playlist, James, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. These are songs that are in the top 50 on this date, but never get to be in the top 10. And we're going to get into them in our special bonus tracks episode that is specifically for our beloved Patreon backers. You can become one, by the way, by going to patreon.com/ShoobyPodcast. Not only will you be helping this podcast survive, but you will also be getting access to all that wonderful content, the kind of thing that sounds like this. Oh my god, what an absolute banger this tune is.
Yeah.
When I DJ'd, I played this all the time.
Did ya? Have you ever learned a song by someone singing it aggressively in your face?
No.
Do you want to learn one?
Nope. It's a forerunner of Let's Talk About Sex by Salt and Pepper, innit?
Yeah, it is.
Come on over to my place. Hey, you, we're having a wimpy. Because adverts from your childhood ruin your brain forever.
It is true.
Join our community now at patreon.com/ShoobyPodcast.
Number 5.
Up 9 places to number 5. It's True Love Ways by Peter and Gordon. And I say it like that because pretty much until last week, I thought this song was called True Love Waits, which is not the name of this song. That turns out to be the name of the American abstinence movement. So that was the fun Google for me.
True Love Ways, of course.
Yeah.
It's a cover version, isn't it?
How much does True Love weigh?
According to the emotion of this record, I'm going to say it's not heavy. He is somebody else's brother, I suppose.
He's Jane
Gordon.
Asher's brother.
Yeah.
Peter and Gordon, isn't it?
It's a cover of a Buddy Holly song. Let's get that out the way early. Another cover version appearing in this week's top 10.
I mean, the story behind the song is quite dramatic.
The Buddy Holly song?
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
So, written by Buddy Holly and Norman Petty.
Oh, yes, his producer, a well-known collaborator of Buddy Holly.
Do you think Norman Petty co-wrote this song, or do you think he's just got a songwriting credit on it?
I'm going to say he co-wrote it. Are you calling bullshit on him?
Don't know.
Go on, why?
I don't know. Well, look, Norman Petty owned the studio where Buddy Holly recorded, and he produced the tracks. He would be given songwriter credit as sort of remuneration for those services.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't actually write any of it.
He helped it.
He helped with the production.
He helped it along with its beautiful birth. Okay.
But he would allegedly take a greater percentage than Buddy Holly ever got, which caused an amount of friction between them.
I suppose in 1965, Buddy Holly is no longer with us, so in some ways, maybe he didn't care. His family might have.
Yes, well, that's the whole thing. So the original by Buddy Holly, which was recorded at his last ever recording session.
That's right, yeah.
And when it was released as a Buddy Holly single, that was released posthumously.
Along with Raining in My Heart, which also has an orchestral backing, unusual for Buddy Holly. Where would Buddy Holly have gone if he'd stayed alive?
It's the great tragedy. He wrote so many iconic songs in such a short period of time at such a young age that you want to extrapolate that that would have continued throughout his whole life. It might not have done, but of course we will never know. He wrote this song as a wedding gift for his wife Maria Elena.
Ah, yeah.
And there is a memorial photograph called The True Love Ways Kiss above table 53 of PJ Clark's restaurant in Manhattan, where Buddy Holly proposed.
Oh, nice.
Right. Now, the reason I mention this in the context of the Pete and Gordon version is that when they unveiled that photo in 2011, they do a big ceremony. Peter Asher is there playing the song live. Now, by this point, Gordon had already passed away.
Gordon Waller.
Yeah, he died in 2009. So they had a video of Gordon on the screen, and Peter sort of duetted with the video.
Like Paul McCartney recently did with John Lennon on the song I've Got a Feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Peter was presented with what's called a True Love Ways guitar by the Buddy Holly Guitar Foundation.
How much did that weigh?
You're a guitar guy. You'd get a kick out of this. So basically, the guitar that Buddy Holly wrote a lot of his hits on, they broke it up. They took single frets from that guitar, added them to other guitars. So there's like these 18...
Nice.
guitars that are like, and they give them to like special people in Buddy Holly's world. And Peter Asher has one of those for making True Love Ways a hit.
Nice.
Years later.
It's got a key change in it. I always like to mention that thing. All right, then this is good. Well, let's say, James, go to YouTube comments. That's very much my domain, isn't it? US and them X. I like this point they make. They say remakes aren't a competition, they're a homage, you dolt.
Who's he saying you dolt to? Just anyone?
To other people on the YouTube comments are going, actually, I think this is a cover version, and also I don't like it as much, and all that kind of stuff, which is a valid point.
I mean, we did point out that it was a cover, but we didn't do it in that voice.
MYTFY1 on YouTube says True Love Ways is one of the worst songs I've ever heard. Which, very unusual in the YouTube universe. A bit of trolling, but nonetheless, they're entitled to their opinion. Yeah, hey, so I'm very much an advocate for free speech. I've never heard that. When people say I'm an advocate for free speech, it's usually for people being a little bit racist, isn't it? I've never heard it used as a way you can slag off True Love Ways.
I suppose the good thing about being Buddy Holly in the 50s and writing all these songs is that you were kind of one of the first people to be writing mainstream rock and roll pop songs.
Yes. But again, let's bring the Beatles in, James. They may or may not be appearing. Always mentioning the fact that the Crickets were a self-contained group.
So in many ways, they can kind of get away with rhyming cry and sigh and share and care as often as they do.
Yeah.
With 2025 ears, you hear those and you go, that feels a bit hokey. But you do have to bear in mind, it was kind of the first ones to do it.
Well, quite. I mean, the first person who said, hey, baby, you're driving me crazy.
Your favourite ever rhyme.
I wouldn't have noticed that, would I? But in 2025, I'm looking at you, the script. It's an absolutely shocking thing to do, I think. But yeah, you can't knock Buddy Holly for, let's call it, his cliches. He invented the cliches, I'm going to needlessly claim.
The melody is based on the gospel hymn I'll Be All Right, which was a favourite of Buddy Holly's and a song that would be played at his funeral.
Just what's it called, the gospel song?
I'll Be All Right.
I'll be all right. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, it's just a little classic, isn't it, really?
Apparently, after this song was recorded, there's a big row between Norman Petty on one side, Buddy Holly and Maria Elena on the other. And in the row, according to Maria Elena, Norman Petty said, "You know what, Buddy? I'd rather see you dead than to give you the money now."
Huh?
Now, we don't know if he actually did say that. She says that's what he said in this row.
Right.
Petty disputes it. He said that...
He would have said if it was Buddy Holly, I'd rather see you dead than give you the money. No. That's a stupid joke. I thought I'd throw in jail.
Doesn't really make any sense.
It does, because
Buddy Holly didn't say it anyway. Norman Petty said it. Petty disputes that, and he points to the fact that after Buddy Holly dies, the Holly family say to Norman Petty, can you complete the recordings and release them and take care of all of that? In 2009, so 25 years after Norman Petty has died, and over 50 years after the song was written, Maria Elena and Holly's siblings filed a lawsuit against MCA, alleging that they and Petty conspired to defraud out of royalties for this song.
Man, I never knew this.
Yeah. And so, all those years later, they are awarded $250,000 each.
Okay.
Maria Elena is still alive at time of recording. She's 92.
Happy birthday to you, Maria Elena.
Not her birthday.
One day will be a birthday.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. So this is a bigger hit. It was never released in America anyway, the Buddy Holly version. Buddy Holly version gets to number 25 in the UK. This gets to number 2 in the UK, number 14 in America.
Let's drag it onto Peter and Gordon's version. That's all good. Let's call it background information of the authorship of the song. Sean Moore on YouTube asks, can anyone confirm the story when recording this they had tears rolling down their faces?
Oh,
Have you done any research about that?
I have no idea.
Should we just confirm it for Sean Moore anyway?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, we can confirm that, Sean Moore. That definitely happened.
Here's the thing. They weren't their tears. It was someone else's tears.
Cover tears.
Yeah. They had a big bucket of tears in the studio ready to go.
Loads of people on YouTube says Peter Asher looks like Austin Powers. We've already mentioned Buddy Holly, of course. We've already mentioned Peter Asher, who is a brother of somebody. Yeah?
Jane Asher.
Yeah. Who owns Buddy Holly Records. And he used to go out with Peter Asher's sister.
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney, James.
Oh, did you crowbar him in?
I did crowbar him because I don't think there's another chance to mention him this week.
It's very sweet, this song.
Beautiful.
Yeah, has it got the... I don't know if it's got the longevity of other...
Is this another hot take like Cliff Richard can't sing ballads like you did in part one?
As you know. You know you're twisting my words. Is it? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Is it time to bring in Nile Rodgers this week, James, with your indifference?
It's not indifference. I just go, it's nice. It's a nice song. I'm just trying to take it on its own merits, away from its history.
It's number 5. What did Nile Rodgers say? What did Nile Rodgers say,
Songs at
James?
number 5, James isn't allowed to have an opinion, apparently.
That's a particular reading for this week.
I think it's fine. I mean, that'll be the day. Is it?
It's not that'll be the day. It's a True Love Way.
Do you think this song is cursed?
What do you mean?
Well, it was part of the last recording session that Buddy Holly ever did. And in 1985, it was allegedly the last song that Ricky Nelson recorded before he died in a plane crash.
Okay. I don't think it is cursed. As I've mentioned before when we do 90s podcast, James, yeah?
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of television warm-ups, didn't I, around this era as a young man. There was a fella I was doing a show once I thought, I don't like this show. It was some holiday theme thing. The set looked like a beach, whatever. I was struggling in front of people around the edge of the room, as per. The life of a television warm-up. There was a television presenter and he was talking to some couple at one point. And this unheard of presenter, at one point, some couple was saying, we love it. We've been together years and we like each other very much. And this television presenter went, True Love Ways, yeah? Oh. And around me, all the, let's call it, all the production staff are going, he's a genius. He's so good, isn't he? And I was thinking, what are you on about? He just quoted a Buddy Holly song. He just said that. As a comic, I would have said, as you know, James, probably something much more worse and less, palatable. So, he had a blandness, his presenter, which everyone loved. It was only Dermot O'Leary, as it turns out later, who actually was one of the nicest people who ever I encountered in warm. So he always used to say hello to him. So I don't know why I'm kind of semi-slagging him off.
What does it even
probably
mean, though,
I've heard his radio show a lot, and that's probably... What?
What does it mean, though, True Love
What
Ways?
does it mean, exactly? You've got True Love Ways.
You've got the ways of true love
I
about
suppose
you.
so.
Is that what it is?
I suppose so. I mean, again, throughout the days, our true love ways will bring us joys to share with those who really care.
Sometimes we'll sigh, sometimes we'll cry. Sounds like a laugh. Yeah, but some days we'll go out, yeah?
It is the nature of true love. You have to embrace it, whether you are sighing or crying. Pretty good.
Boo-hoo.
Someone on YouTube, James... They say about when they listen to this record, talk about sighing and crying. They go, why am I crying for no reason? I had a little Google. It's called pseudo-bulbar effect, and it can just affect you when you're old. You start laughing and crying at nothing. That's a terrifying thought, isn't it, James?
Yeah.
As we get older, we're going to just be crying.
Where are all these people who laugh at nothing? And can they be in my audiences, please? To tie it in with an artist we talked about in the first section, Cliff Richard released a version of this in
Did he?
1983.
A nice little ballad, which you think his voice wouldn't be suited for. I'm going to hold that grudge against you.
I haven't listened to it, but I imagine it's rubbish.
Right,
I'm just kidding. It gets number 8.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Whilst we're talking about the world of top tens.
A version that got to number 38 in 1994
Yeah.
It was a duet between David Essex and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Nice.
Interesting pairing.
Did you hear the reason why, what's his name, her husband?
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas. Did you hear one of the reasons why he said he had tongue cancer?
Yes.
Should we talk about that? We might as well, since we brought it up. It was because he spent far too much time with David Essex and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Should we just leave that hanging? I feel you're uncomfortable with that. Look, James, we talk about pop culture, don't we? Every week on this show, you brought Catherine Zeta-Jones up with her, let's call it, her cigarette tendencies, giving everybody cancer.
Too much dining at the furry buffet.
I'm going to say that if I ever get cancer, I'm going to blame it on going down on Catherine Zeta-Jones, I should call her. Hey?
Anyway, True Love Ways. So what's your opinion then?
I mean, of this song and the cover version and the song in general,
This
Buddy
version
Holly.
of Peter Gordon.
I like it. It's so dramatic. I mean, the strings come in, don't they? I think the strings, I miss the Buddy Holly version. As I say, it's not one or the other, but I love the song. Peter and Gordon, they're doing an Everly Brothers type harmony on it, aren't they? I watch loads of YouTube clips of them doing it, and when they're older, actually, and I love it. I've got ways about this song.
Does it give you like emotional chills?
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, a little bit. Not you?
Nah.
All right.
Number 4.
Up 11 to number 4 this week. It's World of Our Own by the Seekers.
No.
What?
It's Our World of Our Own.
My apologies, Our World.
It's important because Our World of Our Own is by the Seekers.
Yeah.
World of Our Own is by Westlife.
That's right. A heavy, heavy distinction I should have made.
Yes, the A makes all the difference. So this is their second of 6 UK top 10 hits. Who wrote it?
I don't know.
Tom Springfield.
Of the Springfields?
That's correct.
Yeah, right. Dusty's
Dusty's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, born Dionysus O'Brien.
ISIS?
No, Dionysus.
What? How's that the name?
That was his name.
Okay.
He's the Greek god Dionysus. Is it the Greek god of wine and parties and things like that?
Email us into
the top of my head.
podcast if we don't know.
Yeah, and his sister
Yeah, it is.
Mary.
Of course it is. Yeah, of course
Sister
it is.
Mary, who is Dusty Springfield.
Yeah.
He also wrote I'll Never Find Another You, The Carnival Is Over, and Georgie Girl.
Okay.
Who did he co-write Georgie Girl with?
Hey, now, I don't know.
Jim Dale.
Of Carry On fame.
Yes.
Really?
And it was nominated for an Oscar, but lost to Born Free. I'm pretty sure Jim Dale is the only member of the Carry On team who's been Oscar nominated.
Pretty good. I never knew that. Thanks, James.
So yes, this is the Seekers from Australia. Huge they were, massive.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we are at number 5 this week. And sorry, number 4. And Seekers, yeah, like I say, caused a big old stir, didn't they? Again, as you was expecting 65, maybe you think it's going to be Mersey beat. This is we were talking about Cliff Richard doing an old-fashioned song. This is an old-fashioned song, isn't it? There's a lot of love on YouTube for, let's call it, the lead singer of the Seekers, Judith Durham.
Do you know what her birth name is?
No.
There's nothing funny about it. Judith Cock.
I can't see that leading to any unfortunate nicknames when you're a schoolgirl.
Durham was the name of the street she grew up on.
Okay.
So it's almost like that's like her porn star name. Is Judith Durham. Whereas her real name is Judith Cock. In the late 90s, a stalker sent Judith Durham 40 doormats and numerous abusive faxes.
Ah, that's not cool.
No, the stalker eventually went to prison. But that's a lot of doormats, isn't it?
Yeah, load of doormats.
A lot of faxes as well.
Not welcome.
Yeah. She could have just waited and the fax would have become obsolete.
Elton John apparently said Judith Cock and Karen Carpenter were the two of the greatest pop contemporary singers he'd ever heard. So that's always something, isn't it? Mind you, Elton sort of latches onto everybody near enough, doesn't he? So Elton, you'd feel more offended if Elton hadn't give you a compliment. Come on, Elton, rate and review this show. That's just a gentle reminder to rate and review our shows. Really helps us.
You don't have to be Elton John to do it. So it's a song about staying in.
Yeah, I mean, when I first heard it, I thought maybe it's a song about like some utopian future, but apparently not. A little bit like the other song we mentioned, where there might be red flags flying. There could be red flags if the Seekers and Judith Cock is telling you that just to live a life where nothing else exists apart from the two of you. Don't know how I feel about them songs. Sometimes I really like them because I know that feeling of, let's call it, happy domesticity.
Yeah,
And
let's just stay in.
Yeah.
Let's watch Netflix.
Yeah.
We're staying home tonight, far away from the bustle and the bright city lights. Let them all fade away. Just leave us alone.
Leave us alone.
And we'll live in a world of our own. And I do think that's a little bit possessive, isn't it? You still need to go out from time to time.
It's got a touch of that lyrically for me, this song, I must admit. But, I don't like these things to put me off too much. I mean, again, YouTube, there seems to be loads of comments saying Judith the Durham is better because everything nowadays is tattoos and twerking. So that's not going on, is it?
Can't move for tattoos and twerking around here. Also in the Seekers, Athol Guy, who went on to be a game show host and a member of the Victorian Legislative Assembly. Keith Potger, who would go on to form the New Seekers in 1969, who do the Coca-Cola song.
I'd like to teach the world to sing.
Yep. And Bruce Woodley, who co-wrote songs with Paul Simon until they fell out over royalties. And he also co-wrote the song I Am Australian, which is the big deal in Australia, that song. They are the only group to win Australian of the Year in 1967. In the same year, 10% of the population of Melbourne attended their performance at the Sydney Myer Music Bowl, which, despite the name, is not in Sydney. It is named after a bloke called Sydney Myer. It is in Melbourne.
Right.
But that's just how massive they were, particularly in Australia and also over here.
Yeah, huge. Did you like this song this week?
Yes, all right.
Yeah, me too. I feel very much that about it. But nonetheless, if this song is, let's call it the low point of the top 10, gives you an idea of how good the other 9 are, yeah? This is interesting. This is a little blast from the past. This was a comment from 5 years ago from a lower 2.7, and they say, a particularly great quarantune for 2020s. I like that notion, James, of a quarantune. Did you have any songs you relied heavily on during those dark days?
That I relied on?
Well, just listen to a lot for whatever reasons.
That were about the situation we were in.
If you liked it, gave you some peace, it gave you some solace, or even some enjoyment, some distraction. I don't mind. Quarantune.
I really liked Christine and the Queens at that point. Girlfriend, that song. That all the time.
Is this your memory of, let's call it, being stuck in your house? Dua Lipa album apparently was a big quarantune album for people.
I listened to the album The Rhythm of the Saints by Paul Simon a lot in quarantine. And the best of REM, the IRS years. Okay. I listened to that all the time as well.
Cool.
What does that say about me? That I wanted to relive the tunes of my teenage years, probably. But
yeah. I led heavily on a quarantune from my teenage years. I used to listen to Let It Be by the Beatles a lot. I used to think that was a good tune for, let's call it, my mental state,
Number 3.
It's a non-mover at number 3. It's Here Comes the Night by Them. I'm going to say it up front. I fucking love Them.
Ah, nice.
I had the albums Them and Them Again. I used to play them all the time.
And
I think they're great rock and roll albums.
I never knew this about you, James.
I think there is I like a lot of Van Morrison.
Yeah.
Not all. And I think, particularly on the Them albums, his voice has got this incredibly raw quality to it.
Yeah. I mean, he's a yowler and a growler, isn't he?
There's almost like a primal tone to his voice. I think it's really good. So I'm a Them fan. So I was delighted to see this in the top 10. There are a couple of quirks with this song, aren't they?
All right, then. Well, Bob all the time on YouTube says, I've always dug how the verses are a polka and the chorus a cha-cha-cha, which is a pretty nice way of describing it, I think.
I suppose it is that, because there's like two songs stuck together.
Kind of, yeah. Very markedly different between the verse and the chorus.
There's Here Comes the Night and then the guitar riff. Have you got that ready to go?
I don't know, not really, because I haven't worked it out, but I'm thinking it goes... G, D, and let. So is that Skippy?
That's the verse.
So here it comes. Down.
Yeah.
It comes at night.
All right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that riff in my head is the Crossroads theme.
Down.
So it does make me think about Crossroads.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the chorus of Here Comes the Night is, let's say, he's singing about a depression that's approaching, isn't that? So why not, why not go and break your heart at the Crossroads Motel as opposed to the Heartbreak one?
But I like the drama of the chorus, and then it goes into this little jaunty, upbeat little verses.
Well, the sound of the verses is upbeat, but I like the lyrics of the verses, because I'm going to say they do some heavy lifting into revealing, in this case, Van Morrison's mental state.
Van Morrison's mental state?
Yeah.
Really?
Why?
Didn't write it.
It doesn't matter. He is let's call it the protagonist who wrote it. Oh, I know who wrote it, but Because I looked on YouTube. Bert Burns wrote it.
What do you know?
Suck that.
What do you know of Bert Burns?
Yeah, I know so many things. He also wrote, would you believe, Twist and Shout.
Yep.
Should we play that game where you usually tell me song titles, but I do the artist? We'll play it the other way.
All right, go on then.
All right. He wrote Twist and Shout.
Well, the Isley Brothers.
Or mention them.
And then the Beatles, yeah.
Wrote Cry to Me.
Solomon Burke?
Yeah, nice work, James. Piece of My Heart.
Irma Franklin.
Yeah. Everyone Needs Someone to Love.
Solomon Burke, and made famous by the Blues Brothers years later.
Or someone else, we've covered it in one of our previous podcasts, who did another cover version of part of this song. Come on, James. This
Michael
is your
Barrymore.
life. No. Come on, everybody.
Jive Bunny, oh, for pity's sake.
Also, he wrote Hang On Sloopy.
Which is by the... Oh, what are they called? They were like...
A type of crisp.
The Tangy Doritos. No.
Tangy Doritos.
The Monster Munch.
The McCoys.
The McCoys, there. Because they were...
Did you just call them Tangy Monster Munch? Let's do it.
Hang On Sloopy, that was written by Bert Burns, but also by the guys who did I Want Candy.
That's right. Strange Loves.
I Want Candy. Yeah. And then they got this young kid in to be the front of the band, the McCoys, to do Hang On Sloopy.
Okay.
Both absolutely huge hits, yeah. Any more?
Those are the ones I learned off YouTube.
He also produced Brown Eyed Girl.
Van Morrison.
And Under the Boardwalk.
The Drifters.
So I watched a documentary movie about Bert Burns, which you can...
That's me applauding, James. Well done this week.
Yep.
Oh, well done.
Because...
I'd like to see that. What's it called?
It's called Bang, the Bert Burns story. Bang was one of his record companies. The other one was called Shout.
Go on, tell me all about what you've learned about Bert Burns from Bang.
You know, he wrote and had a hand in all those classic rock and roll songs.
Quite.
As a kid, he was diagnosed with a congenital heart problem, which meant he just had to stay in the whole time. And his parents bought him a piano to keep him occupied, and he got into music that way. And he kept outliving the doctor's prediction. And he went to Cuba, and he really got into Cuban music. And it was only when he was 31 that he got into the music industry as a songwriter at 1650 Broadway alongside the likes of Lieber and Stoller. And he writes Twist and Shout, which, you know, Shout had been a huge hit.
Right.
The Twist had been a huge hit.
Yeah.
He literally puts them together to make Twist and Shout.
That's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
We should do that for, let's call it, Modern Sensibilities.
Okay. What are two big songs that are...
Man Not Hot, so whatever it is, I mean, it's quite old now, but here we go. Half a dozen years ago. And...
Texas Hold'em.
All right, then. So we'll write a song about playing cards when you've got a big coat on.
Yeah.
All right, then.
And we'll sit back and watch the money roll in.
I'm sort of tempted to reach for my... Let's not do it now.
He's... So in a period of 7 years, he writes all these songs. He's also... And it goes into this in the documentary in a bit more detail... He's mafia adjacent.
Okay.
He's got some friends.
Fair enough.
All right?
Yeah.
Which are sometimes a help when you're working in the record industry alongside the likes of sort of Jerry Wexler and the Ertegun brothers. It's a fascinating documentary. He's a really interesting guy. He sadly dies on New Year's Eve, 1967.
Right
when he's only 38.
Rest in peace, Bert Burns, and thank you for your contribution to the panoply of pop music. I've not said that this week, James, so, you know, revealed itself as a perfect opportunity.
So he gets them over to do a session in New York. This is one of the 3 songs they record. Yeah, and he works with Van Morrison afterwards. He kind of tricks Van Morrison into making an album.
Huh?
Well, he sort of says, we're going to record some tracks for singles. And then that becomes the album Blowing Your Mind.
Oh, yeah, with TB sheets and all them songs on it. Yeah, it's great.
Brown Eyed Girl.
It's almost my favourite Van Morrison record, that one.
Yeah, it's a great documentary. I do recommend it. It does feature Keith Richards, Van Morrison, Mike Stoller, and Paul McCartney. He shows up in it.
Who?
And one thing I was surprised at is that them... God, this messed up my grammar check on my notes file here. Them have only had 2 UK singles... Makes it sound like I'm from the Black Country. Yeah. Have them. Them have.
Hey, while we're speaking about Black Country language, it's a great example of that. And let's call it our Patreon episode to come up. Spoiler, you know, a little teaser, James.
So what was the other UK single that them had? There's this and one other.
Baby, please don't go.
Yep, it is. And what helped that song?
The same person who plays guitar on this one. That's another little quiz.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What helped that song?
Well, the B-side was Gloria.
Oh, okay, right then. 2 classics right there from them.
Yeah, but no other singles in the UK charts at all.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, having listened to them and them again, you go, wow, every song on this is a banger.
James, I'm enjoying your, let's call it, hitherto, by me at least, unknown enthusiasm for them.
Do you want to ask me the question about the guitar?
Who played guitar on this one, and what did he play on else in this week's top 10? Just checking your memory.
Jimmy Page, and he is on The Animals. No, what is he on? He was on one of the
Dave
others.
Berry,
Dave Berry, that was it. I knew it was an early one. Van Morrison is 19 here.
Yeah, and he sings it with an authority, doesn't he? That's for sure.
Is it a cover version? Let me explain.
Go on.
So them record it first, but between it being recorded and released, Burt Burns makes a version of it with Lulu that is rush released and put out first, which really annoys them, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
It's way slower and not as good.
Okay.
It doesn't have the success.
But it was first.
It was the first release, but not the first recorded.
All right, then. That's a weird little place. Is that a cover or not?
I don't think it is.
No.
I think it's probably not a cover.
I mean, there's a big Venn diagram, isn't there? Crossover between Eric Burdon and Van Morrison. I'm going to say in vocal stylings.
Yeah, okay. There's definitely similarities
Sort
there.
of. I'm just trying to tie shoelaces of the charts together. Now, this is a good way of looking at 1966. Winston Coolidge, 1644, talks about this era. And he says it's when you could go on a train in the underground and stand with confidence.
No one can do that anymore.
No one can do
You look
it.
at them standing on the London Underground and you think, there's no confidence here at all.
I mean, I like this song a lot. I thought it was very much about depression, I'm going to say. There he is.
A lot of Burt Burns songs have a sort of underlying sadness to them. He writes about crying quite a lot.
Cry to Me, Solomon Burke, when you're baby. But he's not.
Also, Cry Baby. Cry Baby.
Okay.
That's a Burt Burns.
Take Another Piece of My Heart is almost suicidal, I'm going to say, in its sound and
also,
feeling.
he's a man with a congenital heart condition, and that was one of the last songs he wrote.
Yeah.
So there is like an underlying sadness to Burt Burns songs.
And he did have a friend called Sloopy who was on the ledge.
There are playlists on Spotify that are called things like Burt Burns Best Of, which you can listen to, and they are great.
I'm going to look into more of them. All right, what I like about the words, so here comes the night. Like I say, the verses, which may be a poker or not, who knows. But I just like the madness of it. I can see him turning down the lights. Now he's holding her the way I used to do. I can see her talking round and telling them lies exactly like she told me to. Down, 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 down.
He's stalking.
Yeah.
He's stalking her. It should be called Here Come the Night Vision Goggles.
I can see right out my window walking down the street my girl with another guy, so he's not stalking her. He's in his house looking out the window. I mean, what do you make of the nickname Van the Man?
Well, he is a man.
He is a man. Seems a good nickname, luckily.
Well, Van's a nickname.
Short for Vanessa. What is it?
George Ivan Morrison.
Okay, my apologies.
He got rid of the George and the I.
You're talking to me like I should know that. I like it, though.
God, this is basic stuff. We've already had Harry Webb on and not mentioned it at all.
That bloke who can't sing ballads. That's just gonna annoy me forever, James. Now, when we do Cliff Richard, made me think you look quite lucky in it if you have Ivan and you change your name to Van the Man. I mean, Uri Geller would have liked to have been called the fella, I imagine, but that never happened, did it? Charlatan, in fact.
There's that old shock jock, Caesar the Geezer.
Great. What's number 2?
Number 2.
Up to number 2 itself, and you know what? It's going to be next week's number 1. It's King of the Road by Roger Miller.
His only UK top 10 hit. This song won, count them, 5 Grammy Awards.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done it. It's also got a key change in it, the second one and the final one of this week. So that's good, isn't it? Immediately, I'm going to like it. It's got a silly little key change in.
I just think this song is awesome.
Yeah, go on.
I think it's absolutely brilliant.
Let's do it. Let's talk about our fandom of this song. It makes you feel happy.
It's got a cool vibe to it. It's all kind of laid back.
Yeah.
And the tune is catchy as anything. And you just want to sing along, don't you? You just want to sing along.
Yeah.
Trailers for sale or rent. It's great. Sings
I
it
agree.
great. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Love it.
On YouTube, Woo Doodah says, it's weird this song is about him not being king of the road. What do you make of that?
Well, yes, it's an ironic title, isn't it? King of the Road. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's a song from the point of view of a hobo.
But, it's only kind of this week with repeated listenings I've necessarily felt that for the first time. When you're just listening to it, it sounds like it's a really happy man.
Yeah, and he might be. I think he is quite happy with his lot. the
ya?
narrator of this song.
Aren't there a couple of lines that, let's call it, hint towards a moral ambivalence? Towards the verse, towards the end, I know every engineer on every train, all of their children and all of their names. How does he know the engineer's children?
Because he's been chatting to them when he jumps on the train.
Just being a nice man.
Just being nice.
And every handout in every town, what do you make that, like a food bank type thing?
He knows where to go. Just get himself sorted out. I love the every lock that ain't locked when no one's around.
Great line. There's so much detail in there.
And,
I'm a man of means by no means. Lovely.
Great bit of wordplay. Now, we're both road comics, aren't we? So,
Yeah. Do you relate to this?
Yeah.
I do a bit with this song. I'm glad you brought this in, James, if we're being slightly egocentrical and talking about ourselves. But yeah, I know these feelings, don't you?
yeah, and because I don't smoke, I ain't got no cigarettes. I always think, yeah, I've got no cigarettes as well. I'm like Roger Miller in that respect. So Roger Miller said how he wrote his songs were he'd write down sort of bits and pieces of ideas on like little scraps of paper and then sort of move them around and try and create songs.
Yeah.
He was asked once, what do you do with the unused bits and pieces? He said, I smoke them, which is very funny. So he sees a sign that reads trailer for sale or rent. And that like inspires.
That's
the
enough
song.
to get him going.
Yeah. And
all right.
that sign is either in Chicago or Nashville or somewhere else, depending on who you believe.
Fair enough.
Then he bought a statue of a hobo at Boise Airport and stared at it until he finished the song. Or he was doing a show in a place called Kitchener, Ontario, Canada, and saw a statue of a hobo in a cigar shop, bought it, took it to his room and wrote the song.
Okay.
Depending on which version of Roger Miller you believe. He changes his story quite a bit.
Yeah, I like it about Roger Miller. He's a little, let's call it, troublemaker, isn't it? Paul, the photo guy on YouTube, says, when asked how Roger wanted to be remembered, he replied, I just don't want to be forgotten. Simplicity in there, isn't that?
Yep.
Almost some sort of, let's call it, Eastern mysticism, his philosophy.
Why was Roger Miller cocky in 1973?
Was he married to Judith
No.
Durham?
No.
Oh, go on, why? Cocky?
Yeah.
Was it something to do with Robin Hood?
Yeah.
I don't get your clue, but I know his voice is in the Robin Hood thing. From
What
the early
character
70s.
does he play in Robin Hood?
Don't know.
The narrator,
Okay.
who is
A cockerel.
a cockerel.
Okay, nice.
Yes, he's Alan Adale, the country singing cockerel in Robin Hood.
Beautiful the Robin Hood soundtrack is, do you know what I mean? Have you listened to it?
No.
Yes. If you like Roger Miller, then give that a go as well. Or if you like, let's go Robin Hood, give Roger Miller a go. Great he is.
Well, I'm a big fan of this song.
Yeah.
I think this might be going on my karaoke repertoire.
Yes. I mean, unlike Amazon, who keep leaving neighbours' parcels on my doorstep, I really like Roger Miller's style of delivery.
Then you will have really enjoyed the episode of The Muppets that he appears
There
in,
they are! I knew something was missing. Go on.
where controversially he doesn't sing King of the Road. He sings a bunch of other songs, which I'm sure are fine. And of course he scored all those goals for Cameroon in the 1990-1994 World Cups.
That is true enough. Email us into shoobypodcast@gmail.com if you disagree with this. Do you think it's a bit of a scab? He don't pay no union dues, James?
I don't know if hobos have a union.
Oh, no, be silly.
I don't believe in unions, actually, as a hobo.
Yeah, as a hobo, I believe you should have your own rights and we shouldn't live in such a controlled society. He's not sounding like that.
No.
It's got that great country music vibe. I think I'm going to say this, it happens in other styles and other genres, but I love it when it happens in country music. It sort of says one thing and means another. You know what I mean? There's a little subtext to it. That's to be applauded, isn't it?
I'm not a fan of subtext. Or am I?
The UK's number one.
A non-mover at number one, it's Ticket to Ride by the Beatles. Finally, Andy, the Beatles on Shooby Dooby Doo.
Is this what you said at the end of part one? You said that almost like this is a moment Andy's been waiting all his life for,
Yes.
something like that. All right, then.
Finally, they have showed up on the podcast. One of the earliest heavy metal records. Not my words.
Go on.
The words of John Lennon.
John Lennon reckons it's a heavy metal. I mean, it is heavy. I'm going to say, James, without being too Beatles-centric, the rest of the top 10, despite Van Morrison, despite the animal, head and shoulders above the rest. Yeah, I like the fact it's number one this week. It seems fitting. We could have chosen another week when it was number 7, let's say, and something good about this being at the pinnacle. Tell me what you've learned, because I know loads of facts about Ticket to Ride, let's say, so tell me what you've learned.
I haven't really done any research for this one. I've just put let Andy go off on one.
All right, then.
Here we go.
It was recorded.
Strap in, everyone.
Let me get off the top of my head. It was recorded in 1965, featuring on the film Help. So it's a soundtrack song. Also, I liked Help. That's the first time I almost saw the Beatles. They showed that on the day John Lennon was shot. James Help on BBC Two, and that was almost the first time I heard Ticket to Ride, because that song features heavily like a pop video, isn't it? They're dicking around in the snow without any instruments, but being charming and great. What other facts do I know about it? John Lennon said it was the first heavy metal record, but bearing in mind that Paul McCartney says with I Feel Fine, because it's got a bit of feedback, that they invented Jimi Hendrix. The Beatles can sometimes be a little bit big-headed, I'm going to say.
But if anyone can be big-headed...
Yeah. Paul McCartney plays lead guitar on it, not George Harrison. That's the fact. Do you know that?
No, didn't know that.
Okay. Of course, a bit of a stir with, let's say, the Isle of Wight at the time and the town called Ryde there. That's a fact we might dig into.
Well, because McCartney had relatives there, and apparently him and Lennon once went there.
I know that it's not quite in the key of A, and it's not quite in G sharp. It's in some weird hinterland when you try and play along with it. I believe they might have detuned slightly to give it a slightly lower and heavier sound, possibly. That's just my needless analysis.
I know it's the first Beatles single to be longer than 3 minutes.
This is all good, isn't it?
This is them starting to really stretch their legs.
Yeah.
Taking rock and roll to new places.
It's hard to say this, isn't it? Because I feel like this record, we all know it again, exposing us to the ultimate futility of this podcast, really. Do you like A Ticket to Ride, James?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're saying, how could you not?
Yeah, I'm sure there are people who don't, but they're lying. It's also the only Beatles song to have a board game named after it.
Nice. Vector8810 on YouTube says, one day I couldn't get Ringo's drum line out of my head. It was a good day. That's pretty good, isn't it?
It's good drumming on this, isn't there?
Yeah.
So much is made of Ringo, so many jokes and everything.
Yeah.
He's actually really good, you know.
There are rumours that Paul McCartney gave him a little nudge towards, let's call it, the particular rhythm for this song, but it doesn't matter. Ringo executed it, so, you know.
So what does George do on the song? Is he playing rhythm, is he?
I guess, yeah. I think
Who's playing bass?
Macca, let's do it. I mean, I feel I don't need to do it, but of course it goes.
No.
What?
No.
Of course it goes.
No.
No.
No. Come
Of
on.
course it goes. I'll just want to sing Till There Is You for a little bit. All right then. So it's got that, hasn't it? Whether it keys in A, I believe, or between A and A sharp. That might be George. John's hitting it. I particularly like the F sharp minor to D. Then the second time, she's got to tick this chord to G major 7th. Pretty. I mean, it's a very simple song, isn't it, really? If you were doing it highlights, think we're going to be sad. Things today. Girl that's driving mad. Going away. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She don't guess. It's almost a throwaway. The verse is a chorus in itself. They do that weird thing the Beatles did, where like the verse is kind of the chorus as well. It's got all that going on.
A bit like Here Comes the Night. There are two bits to it, isn't there? Because there's the I don't know why she's riding so high. It's suddenly much more upbeat, isn't it, than the rest of it?
Yeah, a little. And of course, you've got the ending, just to give it another one. My baby don't care. Whatever.
Yeah, why is he singing about a baby donkey?
I don't know. It's a very odd ending.
That's what he is singing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
My baby donkey.
Yeah, 100%. Email
I
us
just want to
in.
put that in your mind so you hear it next time.
You are so dreadful. Michael Elias Q2Z says John's voice is a force of nature. I would absolutely agree with that on this. Incredible performance. And Macca singing along, all of his harmony. Beautiful.
I really like the opening line. I think it's such a good bit of writing. I think I'm going to be sad.
Yeah, I think it's today.
Yeah. It's not I'm really sad. It's I think I'm going to be sad.
Yeah, well, as a little boy, it gave me little insights into that. Let's call it an adulthood, this song. I like the line, she said that living with me was bringing her down. Not being with him, living with him. So it gives you a little, I'm going to say again, insight into adult relationships.
So what is A Ticket to Ride?
I mean, there's talk about it being some sort of sexual bill of clean health by some people.
Yeah, apparently it was a bit of slang that used in the Hamburg when the Beatles were there for the sex workers.
Yeah.
They had to sort of legally have a thing saying that they'd been checked, and that was known as a ticket to ride.
Yeah.
It may well have come from that, but within the context of the song, it just means she's off, she's free, she's done with me, and she's moving on.
Again, like say, I love white people. The Beatle, let's call it
You love
scholars.
white people?
I love white people. I didn't say only, though, did I? So, I love everybody, James. Apart from you for putting that thing in my head about this, what do you say? My donkey.
Baby donkey.
You arsehole.
My baby donkey.
There's all these details in the world of Beatles scholars, let's say. That's what I like about this madness is if you look at the video, the YouTube comments of people going, check out this at 134, check out this bit. I mean, it's got all those bits. As Anna Jane 98 says, I cannot be the only one that loves the part before they say she's got a ticket to ride. There's a little bit there in the done bits of joy. Ringo at one point is going, drum fill, I can't do it. But then once she got a ticket to ride, it's just got these little, as I do so often, little bits of beauty and unexpected stuff. So much craft going on for a 3.5 minute pop song.
No, it's 3 minutes, 9 seconds.
My apologies.
Not even that long.
Have you ever seen the film Help that it comes from?
Yes.
Go on, tell me. I could go on about it. So I'm interested. James, what do you make of that film?
I mean, it's fun because you're hanging out with the Beatles, isn't it?
With the Beatles?
You don't. At that point, they could be doing anything. It doesn't matter. The plot is,
and they kind of are in that film.
We must go and get a big ring.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We're just hanging out with the Beatles, and that's a fun thing to do.
And you can see them in colour as opposed to Hard Day's Night. That's a treat. Do you know what the film they were going to do? This is a bit of, let's call it, I'm doing a little bit of pop knowledge, James.
What, instead of Help?
Yeah.
Film they were going to do?
Yeah.
Were they going to do...
well, there was talk about it.
Jaws.
That's right.
That's right. Ringo was going to be the shark. John Lennon was going to be Quint. George was going to be the police chief, and Paul McCartney was going to be Matt Hooper.
That's right.
Yep.
Written by Joe Orton. Let's confuse facts here. That was talk, I think.
Joe Orton's Jaws.
Yeah. 8 Arms to Hold You. I like, again, watch loads of clips on YouTube. There's them doing the odd version of it live. Of course, the Help version. There's bits where they're just sitting down. It's the obsession I love about the Beatles fans. They go, check out 134 when George looks down the camera and all this kind of stuff. And if you're a Beatles fan, you're into it like that Get Back documentary. You are looking for, let's call it little meta moments where you're thinking, so the madness isn't about the Beatles. I'm one of them, I suppose.
They're so scrutinised, and it's like people are looking for clues.
Yeah.
That it all must mean something. Of course, it doesn't all mean something. Sometimes it's just a thing that they did or said.
Yeah, we do it a lot, don't we? Sometimes when we our intro, especially around this time, or let's say the 50s more, we go, and the Beatles were rehearsing. And you only know this because of, let's call it, the extensive research and obsession. We don't talk about when Van Morrison was rehearsing, do we? So much.
No, I'm delighted that you got to talk about a Beatles song.
Well...
And I look forward to doing another one in 35 episodes' time.
I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Like I say, there's a lot of Paul on it, I think, despite it being a John song. He's playing the guitar, he might have arranged it, who knows? It doesn't really matter in some ways. And there's a little clip on an early Beatles record from the anthology where they're doing a version of One After 909. It's on that. You can hear them doing it in about 63. There's little arguments going on. John Lennon going, where's your plectrum? And Paul going, I haven't got my plectrum, have I? It just seems like from that little bit of their first recording session to the cultural monsters they are at this point, only 2 years.
Yeah, and one of the reasons they haven't cropped up is because, their singles career was mostly in about a 3-year period.
Yeah.
Right, and unless you hit one of those weeks, which we have this week, you're not going to talk about them. The Rolling Stones have come up a bunch because they've had singles over a long period of time.
I always feel better when I hear this song, despite its misery. There's an existential yowl of pain at the heart of it, but Beatles can't help it. It's so joyous and life-affirming.
As there is on a lot of the songs on Help. I mean, the album's called Help.
Yeah, exactly. As John Lennon called this his Fat Elvis period, where he was genuinely in some sort of pain, so why not, eh? I mean...
I'm just trying to think what's on Help, because Hide Your Love Away is on Help, isn't it?
I mean, I can do it if you want. Help! The Night Before. You got to Hide Your Love Away. Another Girl...
is Michelle?
I Need You. No, Rubber Soul. I Need You. What's the last one on that side? It doesn't matter. The Macarena. Johan 668 says, kids in 2019, It's hard twerking to this, right, about Ticket to Ride, but Lucifer Sam pops up underneath to say it can be done. Now, weirdly, James, 317 people gave it the thumbs down on YouTube. And JCDC says, avoid these 317 people at all costs. They must be just dreadfully awful. That's the end of this top 10 from the 9th of May 1965, James.
I've mostly enjoyed it. I think there are some songs on it that are a bit kind of
All right, then let's not concentrate
for
on
my
that.
taste. But
Yeah,
there's
that's not
some
bad.
bangers here. That's good. Obviously, you know, it finishes with Tickets Right, for pity's sake.
What would be your favourite?
Leaving that one aside, I mean, the rest of the top three, Here Comes the Night, I love anyway. King of the Road, I've really got into this week. And Little Things by Dave Berry, that was a lovely treat.
I, by and large, agree with you. I'll give a little nudge to Donovan and the Animals as well. And Cliff, who can't sing a ballad, we've learned.
No, he can't. I'm just doubling down on your
Do it.
inaccuracy.
On my nonsense I am accusing you of. I'm trying to start a culture war between me and you, James. What do you make of that?
Yeah,
I'll accuse you of saying things that you've never really said, and you can deny them, and then have a go at me. What would you have a go at me for? If
Nothing.
You do it, attack me.
No, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
There he is again, Paul McCartney at the end. Listen to these songs on our Spotify and YouTube recommended playlist. I always like to give you a nudge towards that. Like I say, we wouldn't be here without talking about the music, and it's a great top 10.
And you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Shooby Podcast. You can join our Patreon to get access to the bonus tracks episode, which is going to be good this week.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I'm
It is good every week.
I'm excited about doing it. Thank you to all of the artists who made these records for this month of 1965. Thank you to all of the people who bought these records, put them in the top 10. But most of all, thank you very much for listening. We genuinely appreciate it.
And until next time, Shooby Dooby Doo Wop.
Bop, bop, shoo, wop.